coronavirus coverage now, and as we mentioned, the state's indoor mask mandate is officially over. We asked shoppers in Stockton what they think about the change. Some tell us they will continue wearing their mask indoors just to feel safe. Others say they're excited not to have to wear one any longer. Some locally owned businesses will let their customers make the choice for themselves.
Us barbers here, we'll probably wear the mask still, but if people don't want to wear it, I mean, I don't see why not, you know, but it's kind of what everybody wants to do.
Usually people come in one at a time, you know, and I'm in the back working, and if somebody comes in, you know, they see I'm not wearing a mask, I mean, if they want to come in, they can. If not, you know, that's up to them.
A reminder, local governments can continue their own indoor mask requirements if they choose to. One other place still requiring masks, schools. A lot of students and parents are not happy about it. Hundreds of students gathered in front of Oak Ridge High School in El Dorado Hills yesterday to protest the classroom mask mandate. Students who participated say they think the mask requirement has just gone on too long. El Dorado Union High School District did not change that requirement, but did announce a major adjustment to its mask enforcement policy yesterday. The district says, quote, the enforcement of masking will be done by educating students and asking them to mask, but no further actions of exclusion from class will be taken.
I have mixed feelings about it. I want to get back to normal just like everybody else does. I'm empathetic to what the educators have to go through here in making sure that they're safe and their families are safe.
The state's top health official says while they're not ready to end the mask mandate in schools just yet, they will reevaluate at the end of the month. Voters in San Francisco have recalled 3 school board members. The election was the first recall in the city since 1983. Supporters of the recall said the school board put politics and social issues over students during the pandemic by focusing on renaming schools instead of trying to bring students back to class. Opponents called the recall a waste of time and money because the board members will be up for re-election in November anyway. Mayor London Breed will now appoint their replacements. She issued a statement last night that reads in part, the voters of this city have delivered a clear message that the school board must focus on the essentials of delivering a well-run school system above all else. So when will the CDC change its masking guidance for the nation? That is the question as several states, including California, lift their COVID restrictions. Britt Conway has the very latest on where the CDC stands now.
We're going in the right direction.
And that's down. The U.S. is averaging a little more than 151,000 new COVID-19 cases a day, down 44% since last week. Hospitalizations are on the way down, too. Nearly 83,000 people are in the hospital with COVID-19 as of Tuesday. But it's a 23% drop from last week. Deaths from COVID-19 are still high, about 2,300 a day. Still, it's 10% less than last week.
If we continue to go in this direction, we'll start to see a lightening up of the mitigations that are going on, which is what we're all hoping for.
So why not now? Health experts say it's all about perspective. Look at the 7-day moving average of reported deaths. More people are dying now than at any point in the pandemic except last winter.
As we are encouraged by the current trends, we are not there yet.
Even though many Americans are there, ready to ditch the masks. Indoor masking requirements are easing up around the country, even against current CDC recommendations. The agency released this statement saying, as always, CDC is regularly reviewing our guidance to ensure we're providing science-based recommendations that are most relevant for each moment of the pandemic. We'll communicate any updates on our mask recommendations publicly if and or when they change. Which means you can expect lots of questions this morning during the White House COVID-19 response team briefing. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Well, the Coachella and Stagecoach music festivals will no longer require proof of COVID vaccination, testing, or masking. Festival organizations made that announcement yesterday. They're at the same venue in Riverside County. Coachella is scheduled for mid-April, and the country-themed Stagecoach Festival is scheduled for the last weekends in April. We do want to show you the latest COVID numbers in the state. 14,000 new COVID cases were reported Monday. You can see cases are trending down. A month ago, we were seeing more than 120,000 new cases. Test positivity rate is now at 5.7%. That's a big drop from 30 days ago when we were close to 22% of tests reported coming back positive. As for the state hospital system, we're seeing fewer patients with COVID. There are right now more than 7,900 patients who have tested positive in hospitals. That's about 200 fewer patients than previously reported. A look now at the state's vaccination progress. Nearly 74% of eligible Californians are fully vaccinated, accounting for 27.8 million people. Another 3.2 million are partially vaccinated, with 13 million having received their booster shots. The state is currently giving out, on average, 65,000 doses per day. Well, there are more opportunities for you to get vaccinated. Here are some clinics across Sacramento County. South Sacramento Christian Center, Citrus Heights Community Center, and Union House Elementary School. Walk-ins are welcome, but you can also register on the state's My Turn website.